So the next topic we have is Jacobians. So first of all, you should know what is Jacobian, what is it is used for, and how can we calculate a particular Jacobian. So the Jacobian is represented by the symbol J, and it is used to calculate the differentiation. It is used to calculate the differentiation of functions. Suppose you have various functions, say f1, f2 up to fn, with respect to various independent variables, say x1, x2 up to xn. So it give you the how much is the change in all these dependent variables with respect to these independent variables. So suppose you have two variables. So suppose in the first case, if I say f1 and f2, they are functions of two independent variables. Then the determinant, which is the determinant of del f1 by del x, and then independent variables here I am taking them to be x comma y. Okay, so it would be the partial derivative of function f1 with respect to x and the partial derivative of function f1 with respect to y. Yes. So then we have the partial derivative of f2 with respect to x and the partial derivative of f2 with respect to y. So when you take the determinant of this quantity, this would be a single number, right? And the single number, that is known as the Jacobian of the function f1 and f2. So in notation, this represents the Jacobian of the functions f1 and f2, right? And this is calculated, or in notation it is represented by del of f1 comma f2 divided by the del of x comma y. So that means here this f1 and f2, they are your dependent variables, and the variables x comma y, they are the independent variables. So this is how you calculate Jacobian when you have two functions. Similarly, for three functions, what would be this? So if you wanted to calculate the Jacobian of the functions f1, f2, f3, so it would be the partial derivative of the function f1, f2, f3 with respect to the independent variables, which are x, y, z. So this is what you will calculate. So it is calculated by taking the determinant of del f1 by del x, del f1 by del y, del f1 by del z, and again del f2 by del x, del f2 by del y, del f2 by del z, and thirdly del f3 by del x, del f3 by del y, and then del f3 by del z. So this is the determinant, and similarly you could generalize this result. So on generalizing, what do you have? You have the Jacobian of the functions f1, f2, fn. So that means you are taking n functions, and these are depending upon n variables. So that means you are calculating the partial derivative of f1, f2 up to fn with respect to x1, x2 up to xn. So this would be the determinant of del f1 by del x1, del f1 by del x2 up to del f1 by del xn, and then del f2 by del x1, del f2 by del x2 up to del f2 by del xn, and so on. So del fn by del x1, del fn by del x2 up to del fn by del xn. So this is the general formula. So next we'll see certain properties of Jacobians. So what are the properties of Jacobians? So these are, the first property we have is, if u and v are functions of Rs and Rs are functions of x and y. So that means it is a composite kind of function. U and v, they are depending upon R and S, and R and S, they are depending upon x and y. Now here also you have two variables, here also you have two variables, and here also you have two variables. So now in this case, how can you calculate the Jacobian? So the Jacobian of u comma v with respect to x comma y, that is calculated by calculating the Jacobian firstly with respect to R and S, and then the Jacobian of R and S with respect to x and y. So this is according to chain rule that we have studied. So this also works for these kind of dependent variables also, for Jacobians also, right? So next we have second property. It states that whenever you are calculating using this chain rule, the derivative or the Jacobian of the dependent variables u and v with respect to x and y, and then you are multiplying this with the Jacobian of x and y by u and v. So this quantity is equal to 1 always. So this is the second property. And the third property is that if the functions f1, f2, f3 of the variables x1, x2, x3 are such that f1 is independent of x2, x3. So that means f1 only depends on, f1 is function of only x1, right? And f2 is independent of x1, x3. So that means this f2 is a function of only x2, and f3 is independent of x1 and x2. So that means f3 is a function of x3 only. So in this case, whenever you have three functions, so this function f1, f2 and f3, it only depends upon x1, it only depends upon x2, and it only depends upon x3. In that case, the Jacobian of f1, f2, f3 with respect to x1, x2, x3, that is given by the product of the partial derivative of f1 with respect to x1, the partial derivative f2 with respect to x2, and then the partial derivative of f3 with respect to x3. So simple, this is the multiplication of all these terms. Why? Because all the other derivatives here would be 0, because here as f1 only depends on x1, so the derivative of f1 with respect to x2 would be 0, and the derivative of f1 with respect to x3 would be 0, and similarly the derivative of f2 with respect to x1 would be equal to the derivative of f2 with respect to x3 0, and so on. So because these kind of terms are equal to 0, so you have the Jacobian as the product of these things. So what is the need to study? What is the need to study Jacobians? That is the main question. So if in many engineering applications, when you convert one kind of coordinate system, so when you convert one coordinate system to another coordinate system, in that case you require to see what is the change that is occurring when I move from one coordinate to another coordinate system. So that is what Jacobian tell you.